this is Justin from AC Hamilton Preston. We're going to compare these two keyboards, the Yamaha PSR-SX700 and the Korg PA700. Which is better? Well, they're both good. They're both great. You know, it'd be wrong for me to say one is better than the other because each one has its own strong points, each one has its own benefits. So I'll just tell you about some of the basic difference. Well, what about the things that are the same? So they're both a similar size, they've both got speakers built in, similar dimensions, they've both got a very nice touch screen. The touch screen works really, really well on both, a really high quality touch screen. They've both got great styles, they've both got great sounds. You know, so there's lots of similarities. There's both, you've got 3 sounds for your right hand, 3 sounds for your right hand on this one. The difference really is going to be in personal preference in the sound. You're going to know which sound you prefer. There's no right or wrong to it. You might prefer the piano on this one, you might prefer the piano on this one. It's just a personal preference. So while we're focused on the Korg here, let's just talk about some of the things that I think are a benefit on the Korg. So as I said, they've both got a great quality touchscreen. It's a really nice screen to use, as is the Yamaha. They've both got, like on the Yamaha, you've got 1 touch settings. On the Korg it's called keyboard set, but they're basically the same sort of thing. On the Yamaha they're on 4 buttons on the right hand side of the keyboard. On the Korg they're actually underneath the screen, and also you can choose them on the screen, and also you can see what you're actually going to get before you select them. So that's definitely an advantage, a small advantage. And another advantage is that if you don't like number 1 or number 2, you can actually press and hold the button and change it to something that you do like. Whereas if you choose a bossa nova or a ballad on the Yamaha, the 1 touch settings will always be the same. Having said that, the 1 touch settings tend to be, as straight out of the box, a little bit more polished on the Yamaha. With the Korg, you know, maybe you have to do a little bit more work, but it allows you to do that work. Whereas on the Yamaha, the 1 touch settings are fixed. So that's another little point about it, you know, and a lot of this comes down to experience, and we'll know from speaking to somebody if the personality of that person suits one or the other, and it just comes from you know, from the experience of working with both keyboards and speaking to people. So whilst we're focused in on the Yamaha, let's have a look. The presentation, although it's very similar on the Korg, you've got your 3 sounds here for your right hand. The presentation is a little bit better on the Yamaha. You know, you've got a big picture of the instrument and the name above it, and then it's either illuminated or not, off and on, just like that. On the Korg, you know, you've just got the writing, rather no picture, no image, and you've just got a little mute button on the right hand side. It's just not very similar but just not quite as clear. So the Yamaha has 8 registrations to store your chosen desired settings. You know, the Korg does have a comparable feature, but it just doesn't work in the same way. So if a lot of people will be used to previous Yamahas, they will find this system comfortable because they're used to it. It doesn't mean to say it's better. You know, the Korg does it as well. The Yamaha has a playlist. The Korg has a set list. One advantage of the Yamaha definitely is on all of the extra stuff that we can give you. And we'll give you extra stuff, extra rhythms, extra styles on both of them. But with the SX700, if you watch the expansion, the free expansions video, you can see there's just a massive amount of free stuff. The amount of content that is extra that we can actually load into this instrument before we send it out to a customer is huge. So there's definitely a big advantage to the Yamaha on that score. Plus there's more extra rhythms that we put on the stick. This little jobby here.